Now, for those of you who may have seen the other video or parts of it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this one step at a time. I got the large vinyl cutter working, excuse me, as well as the small one. The program and drivers that came with the small one do work on the large one. And it was a good feeling, actually, to know that this thing here that's been treating me faithfully for the last 10 years got up and started working again. It's an expensive piece, and I don't mean to talk about money, but it was an expensive piece, and I just didn't want to condemn it over a program. I refused to do that. So that's one of the reasons why I bought that with the program. Now, the program doesn't do as much as my other one did. However, what I have done and needed to do so far, it works fine with both cutters at this point now. So at that point, I didn't know where to put this. It was way down over there, if you remember correctly, because at one time everything was over there. So the cutter being next to it was not an issue. But seeing that I'm using this computer, I didn't want to run an extension cable off the USB that far. Now, even though they make extensions long enough that have a little bit of a preamp in them, so to speak, I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to have to run down there to see what's going on every time I decided to use the machine. So then I was thinking about putting it on that bench, because the only thing on that bench right now is just a lot of catch-all and other computer over there, which, by the way, I've got that working. However, it won't work with the program that's on that one. And then I said, you know what, that's still crazy. I can't put it up there because I need that room so I can pile crap up on it. And if I didn't have that place to pile crap up on, where would I pile the crap? So I just built this little thing out of some scrap lumber I had laying around, put a set of casters on it, which that's the second set because the first set didn't work. I originally tried these, and I had a bunch of these pieces here laying around, but it just didn't do enough grab and go in enough. So what had happened, as soon as I tried to roll it and it got caught on that little lip between the rubber and the floor itself, the wheel popped off. I said, you know what, I'm not going to take a chance. Let me go get the other wheels and do it. Now, there is a video on that, and I'll combine it with this one. So, but that's that. So those are working. I just got to wire everything in now, which will take maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour, running the wire up underneath and behind everything up to the computer. Now, other than that, that's about it. The day went pretty good. This is, again, the toolbox, which you'll see on the other video. The other video that was real long was basically a bunch of videos that I did throughout the week. Some would have never have gotten actually posted, because once you look at them, you realize, boy, was that a stupid video. You know, what am I talking about? You know, I'm just wasting people's time here, you know. And if you have a lot of subs and you have a lot of videos to look at, you don't need me wasting your time. So, I waste your time anyway, even with the videos I do post. However, I throw them up there anyway. So, at that point, there's a video on that. There's a video on that. There's a video on the tree, because we took a tree down over here. They came last Monday, not this past Monday, but Monday prior, and they took down the tree. That tree stood, actually, they had a 60 or 65 foot bucket, and that tree stood well over that bucket, so I didn't realize that tree was quite that tall. But there's, I noticed some of the tree, I like the marbleization of the tree within, so I'm going to try and slice a couple of slices and do a few things with it. Now, years ago, when I had my store, I also had the sandblaster as well, because what I used to do is I used to do a lot of sandblasting, sort of like engraving on pickup truck windows and things. I'd get a lot of pickup trucks in there and they say, I want this on the back, I want a Harley on the back, because I had a Harley motorcycle, so you know, I had a lot of Harley guys hanging around, and you know, they wanted the big Harley thing on the back. And so I used to do a lot of sandblasting on glass, as well as on the motorcycles, on their mirrors. Sometimes they wanted their mirrors personalized and stuff, so I would do that. And then I forgot all about it. But then VeeDub made this clock that I was lucky enough to win, and I appreciate it there, Mr. VeeDub. It gave me an idea. Excuse me. I may just try to one, if I can slice that tree enough to make some type of a clock out of it, that would be nice. But the other thing is, I'm going to run up to their store and pick up some of those 12-inch by 12-inch panels, the mirrors, you know, that you can use to put on the walls and things. And I'm going to see if I can do something with that and sandblast them and drill a hole and put a clock in it. Now the sandblasting on the glass can do two things depending on where you sandblast it. If you sandblast it from the rear, it'll look nice if you put a light behind it. If you sandblast it from the front, it kind of gives you a reflection of the sandblasting, so it looks a little different. And I'll show you guys that once I get a mirror and I do some sample blasting on it, because I got to make sure that I have a heavy enough of vinyl that will hold up to the sandblaster and only hit the mirror itself. Because what I do is I cut out my design on the vinyl, and then I put it on the mirror, front or back, depending on the effect that I'm looking for, and then I would sandblast it. Now, I've done that in the past and it works. Have I done a clock? No, I'd have to do it in reverse. Did I drill a hole through a mirror? No, because I'm probably going to need a diamond bit, and I think I have some tile bits that may work. So those are little things I'm going to try. So without making this video too long, I am going to hang up on you guys and again apologize for the warning video, and then apologizing for putting on a very long video that half of it was just crap to start with. So I will take it down and put it up again. It will be still a little bit longer, but not quite an hour and a half long, and I appreciate you guys sticking with me.